Part B, let's explain that first. For $174.70 a month, the government will provide insurance that covers 80% of your outpatient medical expenses. You pay a $240 deductible at the beginning of the year. After that, they cover 80%. That's really pretty good insurance. For $175 a month, 80% is good. The problem is it only covers 80%, which leaves you responsible for the other 20%. And there's no cap on that. So how quickly could you run up $100,000 in medical bills? Very quickly, or you get hurt, doing the kind of stuff that you do. I mean, have an accident and it gets real expensive real fast. My son had a serious automobile accident 8 or 9 years ago, had $1 million in medical bills. Now, if that happens to you when you're over 65, that's going to scramble your nest egg. So we need to mitigate that somehow. And we're going to do it in one of two ways. You're either going to do this with a Medicare supplement, also known as Medigap, or you're going to do it with a replacement plan, Medicare Part C, often called Advantage plan. This is the Medicare fork in the road right here. You're going to go one way or the other way. You're not going to mix these two. And I'm going to explain to you both ways. They're both valid ways. I'll just tell you up front that I have a bias. My bias is toward Medigap supplements because I think that there's some wisdom to that. But that's not for everyone. They're both valid, and I'm going to explain it all to you so that you have the information that you need to make informed decisions about whatever is best for you. The Medicare Part C is a little bit of a misnomer because it's not actually provided by Medicare. It's provided by private insurance companies. And these plans have a zero premium usually. They could have a low premium, but most of the time you see them with a zero premium. And they're guaranteed issue, which means it doesn't matter if you're coming into the plan with prior health conditions, no problem. They're not gonna deny you. And because they're replacement plans, the government is giving some money to these private insurance companies for each person that they enroll. So much per capita for each person that they enroll. So the insurance companies want to enroll as many people as possible in their plan. The more people they enroll in their plan, the more money that they get. So they try to make their plan a little bit more attractive than the other guy's plan. And they do that. Usually you see these bundled with Part D prescription drug coverage. D is for drugs on here, by the way. You can remember that real easy. Most of these plans will have some dental, vision, and hearing benefits bundled in with them as well. They're not always that great, but it makes for very good marketing. So you'll see that in there. A lot of times you'll see fitness memberships in there. You'll see all kinds of things. If you've ever seen a Joe Namath commercial late at night or JJ Walker or something talking about all the things that you can get if you enroll in their Medicare plan that won't cost you a dime, that's what they're talking about is Advantage plans. And they push them they're very heavily promoted because they're very profitable for the producers. I'll just tell you, laying all of my cards out on the table, I told you I get paid by the insurance companies. Over someone's lifetime, the insurance company would pay me 2 or 3 times more for enrolling someone in an Advantage plan than for a Medigap plan. So my bias toward the Medigap plan isn't because there's premiums associated with it. It's just because I think that it's smart. With these plans, one reason that you would want to do this, if nothing else, is because it's got a maximum out of pocket. So remember, we said up here, this is only covering 80%, leaves you responsible for the other 20%. There's no cap on that. With an Advantage plan, you're going to put a cap on that at some point where even if you're having a really bad year, the insurance company is going to take over at some point. And these come in various flavors. The most common that you see are the ones you're going to be familiar with if you've had group health insurance at any time, the HMOs and PPOs. The HMO has a network of providers. Provider is a word that we use for doctors or hospitals, and those that provide medical services. You have to stay within that network. You're going to have a primary care physician, and they're going to be the gatekeeper. And if you need to go see a specialist, they're going to handle the referrals to the specialist for you. So you stay within their system, carefully managed. Those typically have a maximum out of pocket between $3,500 and